Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Never forget it, with Sally Field and John Goodman, called Punchline. And she came in from a late night out trying to become a star as a comedian. And she had her back to John Goodman. She was making tea. And she said, she got mad because he was on her case, and she goes, "Can't I ever just give you an apology that's accepted?" The minute she said it, it all came rushing back through me. I ran out of there. I sped home. I wrote it down in pencil and stuck it in a corkboard. Apology accepted. And 6 weeks later, Anne's prediction came true, and I was in People magazine, which is hanging on that wall behind me right now. That was my first tango with greatness, when I realized that there really is a veil. There are things in this world that we don't see. Just like this, I always heard as a kid, you only use 10% of your brain. And I was like, well, good. That's encouraging, because I need a lot more. And it happened. And when I wrote that down in pencil, I put it on a 3x5 card. She had told me to buy People magazine to reinforce the vision, and it was 2 feet from me. I reached for it. I went to the masthead, found the editor. I'll never forget. It said Avenue of the Stars, New York, New York. And I put a 10-cent stamp on it. I said, I just had a dream. I am going to start a business that is going to do apologies for people who can't or won't for themselves. I really think you should call me. Here's my phone number. 1 week to the day, that editor was on my phone. And the rest is history. The bell is ringing because there's some truth that we're bringing. That's a cute little ditty, if I say so myself. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren. How was your weekend? What'd you do? Put one thing you're grateful for in the comment section that you did this weekend that, I'm not finished, hold on, that you know eased some form of suffering somewhere in the world. Did you go and help somebody bring in their groceries? Did you call a friend and say, been a long time, how you doing? What did you do over the weekend that had nothing to do with you? Put it in the comments. What did I do that had nothing to do? Oh, I hosted a barbecue game night for 40 kids, 20-somethings they were. So I don't know if they can be called kids, but they are amazing. These kids are in the life insurance industry, and they are just out there changing the world. I'll tell you more about that down the road. Welcome to today's installment. It's Monday, so we're hitting the ground running. Great guest for you today. She's a comeback person, and more than just what you think. We're bringing her back today. We're bringing her back because, man, so much has happened since she was here last time. I'll be honest. Margaret Claire Jacobs, remember? And then Peggy. Right. I know you do. Hold on. I know. Yes, I talk to inanimate objects. You bet I do. Welcome to the show. I forgot my manners. She's my sidekick. She's actually my version of Ed McMahon. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo's in the house. Say hello. And the Bella Purpose, which you heard bringing in the show. That's not a gimmick. It's not a prop. It is a real thing. And it is a reminder for us all that when the truth is out there, it should only take one time to hear it, know it, receive it, and keep it close. Because just like that bell, the truth has a ring to it. Learn it. Dial into it. It'll keep everything you're building and had built and will build headed due north. I guarantee you that. So if you're out, you're in the kitchen or you're running around and hear that bell, come running. Because you're going to miss something if you're not tuned in. Okay. So Margaret Claire Jacobs was here. I remember when my coaching client and good friend, Sean Jacobs. Did I just marry those two? Oh my goodness. Or maybe he's her lost forgotten son. I don't know. But they are closer than mother son. They really are. Sean Jones. Oh, that's why. 2 J's. Sean said, you have to meet this woman, Dr. Lauren. And boy, they should put a disclaimer on the introductions to her because you get way more than you deserve. You get way more than you expect. You just get more. Wait a minute. We do deserve more, don't we? I retract that statement. So Margaret Claire is here. I'm a different person this time. I spoke to her in the pre-interview for this show, and guess what? I automatically received what she had to say. I wasn't ready when she was here before. I'm going to be honest. She said, I have a message. I was like, okay, I'll call you. I didn't. I was afraid of the message. Wait, not anymore. Because when she went, anyway, let me get her in here because she can show you better than I can tell you. Okay. Call a friend, phone a friend, send out a raven, do a smoke signal, do something. Reach out to another person. Won't you right now? When we bless in the manner that we hope to be blessed, it starts with blessing someone else. That's all you got to do. Really. So you want everybody you love to know about Margaret Claire because she's someone we love and she's on her way in. So put your hearts on the screen. It's free. It's painless. And boy, it does a lot of good. Here she comes, you guys. Margaret Claire. And on your best behavior, watch her language. She's got angels. See, there's some truth right on the screen. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
So happy to be here.
Oh, we're the happy ones. This is you're looking awfully is that a new do?
It is.
See, I knew it. And are you at the top of a house or something?
I am actually.
2 for 2.
Where I live, you can sort of see this little window behind me. It's called an eyebrow window. But I also see it as a dragon's eye.
Oh.
So I'll give you a peek. And that's where I keep a lot of my crystals. And it's just
I see them.
it opens up into this bigger, well, it opens, but it doesn't get any bigger.
Wow. Look at those, Chris. So can one, two, oh, there's a bunch of them.
Oh,
Oh,
there's a bunch. And these, when I moved not too long ago, I still have,
some to unpack.
and I haven't had a chance to get them into a place yet, but it's part of, I work with crystals. So they work with
Wow.
me, I should say. They have an amazing power. So
Can I ask you
sure.
one thing? Because there's so many deeper things that I want to talk about. They're not, one's no more than the other. I don't mean that, but I got some questions. And you've got some answers. Crystals. Is it still protocol? Tell people what to do when they find a crystal, because I remember when I was first introduced, I was treating it like it was costume jewelry. You know, like, oh, I'll take that. Look, want to try it on? And people say, no, don't touch my crystal. You know, real quick, 1, 2, 3, top 3 tips for procuring, maintaining, and understanding your crystal.
First of all, honor that it's a vibration, honor that it's sacred, honor that it will work with you as an energy to support you, and that ask it to tell you why it's come to you. How did you find it? There's multiple crystal shops around now. And truthfully, I work with specific crystals called the Lemurian crystals, Andaras. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to plug. I don't need.
I know I was trying to look for my pendulum because I want to ask you about those too. But everything's different.
One of the things I do want to mention with a crystal is crystals are made from the earth. This is a particular one that's very special to me. It works with the throat chakras, and chakras are energy centers in our body, and it's expanded from 7 to 15, and it's because we're increasing in our energy, we can now hold that energy center, and it assists us in a variety of ways. But one of the things you want to do with crystals is to create a little ritual to clear their energy. Very often they come through many different hands and they pick up other people's energy. So you want to intention it. You keep it simple. Intention it to be a clear energy that vibrates with your energy to support you. And you can put it in the sun. Some crystals can be rinsed, but not all of them. Like selenium, which is a type of crystal, and I'll just show you a minute. It's very good for clearing energy. I keep it on windowsills or near doorways or in areas that might have a lot of traffic. It'll help clear those areas for you, because everybody carries energy. You want to keep your own, and you want to call it back when, like at the end of the day, so you're not carrying a lot of other people's energy, because very many of us are empaths and we pick it up. And if you put it in the sun, it will recharge. Now, the Andaras, some crystals, this is actually glass, and it's from Lemuria from centuries ago. Well, they're found since the 60s mostly, and they showed up for me about, I guess, 8 years ago. This is called Clyde. This is a healing energy that is an Andara. They shapeshift. For me, that I've noticed, this is my dragon energy crystal. It has lots of air bubbles, and Andaras actually don't need to be cleansed. But if you are doing work with crystals, they should be what I do is I set the intention
Mhm.
that my highest self, in connection with all those who assist me, clear the energy of anything that is not mine
Mhm.
and call back any energy I might have given away. So it just supports us.
So, can I ask you something?
Sure.
I don't know. Somebody up there's got jokes. Ask her about the 70s. I don't like, why? Was she a hippie?
No.
Okay. So, be well, because in the wind, the moon. I was just playing an album of
Oh,
Dimensions this weekend. And that was a time when, and the reason why I'm bringing that in, you'll get it. When we spoke and you rendered your messages to me this last time when I was ready, we were talking about the power of three,
mhm,
and we were talking about the fifth dimension. And
mhm.
I remember when I first heard about the fifth dimension, I was like, well, I have their albums. That was not what we were talking about. No, I'm serious. And
Yeah.
right. And so I was like, well, what did they know? Why did they choose that name, the fifth dimension? A lot of people think that that was just a cool name for a group. So in the 70s, I'm like, well, was there some movement that, you think hippies, oh, I have colors on. But talk about that. What was happening then that ties into what is happening now?
Well, I'm going to start a little earlier. I'm going to say
Okay.
in the 60s.
And then what?
In the 60s.
Oh, that's when I was born, 62.
I'm born a lot sooner than that. But in the 60s, there was a lot of change happening. And actually, there was a very high vibration of love coming in. And that was the 60s and 70s, the age of Aquarius. That song in particular is the one that is so often recalled. And it talks about where we are now. And it's taken us this long to allow the energy for us to upgrade, for us to bring in, because we're human, because we're built in a carbon model,
Mm-hmm.
we are actually shifting out of that carbon into crystalline. That means we can hold a lot more energy. And a lot of this transitional time is allowing us to come into a greater state of self-love.
Mm-hmm.
It is not selfish. It
It is
is
selfless.
absolutely the building block that we all are understanding in greater depth, that we must love ourselves first, and then you give from your excess. You never give to the point of your own depletion.
Mm-mm.
That's a very big, I followed a path of being a caretaker, a caregiver. I saw it as who I needed to be, because to me that was loving. What I did not understand, and took a long time to to find a balance, was that I needed to take care of me first.
Right. Right. And let me butt in there and say this. For the believers, the receivers, and everybody else out there, remember this. This is a great way to do exactly what Mark is suggesting and not do what he is warning you about. In other words, remember, it's your cup running over. Nobody said anything about your cup running out. Okay?
Exactly.
Now, I always say this. Tell me how you feel about this. Being a great steward is half of that equation too. Because a lot of people there's no way their cup can run over or out. Well, it can run out because they don't have a container. They have a colander. You see, and how are you going to have overflow? A lot of the gifts that I have from my ancestors came because I was bequeathed their overflow. They lived in a time when their dreams could not be fulfilled. They didn't have enough time to finish the dreams. A lot of our dreams are bigger, grander than just one lifetime. I remember the time Source told me that, and they took me they always take me to movie clips and things like this. They took me to the I Have a Dream speech. And I heard Martin Luther King say, oh, one day, little black girls and little white boys and blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, blah. They were like, language. Right. And then he goes, immediately after that, but I may not get there with you. Because he was seeing that this dream stretched across the decades. I was going to say the ages, and it's probably true, the ages. So can you talk about let's talk about this. Let's go to Margaret Claire. Some of the things that you brought to the messaging for me that I had no idea. And at first I was like, why am I so dumb? How come I don't know these things? And then I heard them say, Lauren, remember, it is when it's time to know, it's because it's time to grow. You don't know what to do with the seeds if you don't if the soil isn't ready for planting. We don't get seeds to put in jars and put up for I'll get to them one of these years. You will not. So talk about what is happening now, and it's need to know so we can get up and grow. And then starting with people being elevated. When I heard fifth dimension, when I told you what I thought, what else is happening? And what did you think? Did you have any idea? Did you think I was going to know what that meant? I mean, when you deliver these messages, I know you're somewhere in the house listening, because I am. What?
I think that we find out information kind of as we can use it, or it opens a doorway that we become curious, or we're struggling and it's sent to us. It's a gift. And suddenly a solution presents that you had no idea would show up. And a lot of us are untangling ourselves from how we grew up. What were the influences? What were the traumas? What were the pieces of life that maybe we didn't have time to deal with then? But now we're kind of at a place where, in fact, it won't go away. It's persistent because it's like carrying around loads of weight, and we need to release them. And we need to do it in such a way that it's not anger spewing out because I was hurt, but it's rather, I know I need support. I know I need to talk to my angels or creators or a good friend or someone you trust. And
that must be you.
It shapes. But when I know I need help, I ask the universe, help me find.
Is someone calling you?
Say it again?
Is someone calling you on Messenger?
I don't know. I'm not aware of it.
Maybe Peggy's getting a phone call. Because I was thinking about her. You know what's interesting? I was going to open the next segment with, Peggy, please pick up a white paging phone. Peggy, please pick up. And now it's ringing. My phone isn't even here. That's it.
I have no idea. Nothing is ringing on my end. My phone is off.
Go ahead. I should find a way. Somebody's going to have to silence things from now. Go on. Okay. Well, maybe that Peggy. Okay. Well.
Messages come in all kinds of ways. And sometimes
they do. Maybe that's
aware.
Do you feel when Peggy is sneaking up with excuse me, because I was thinking about her while you were speaking, and then that came and I can't see where I got it. So, okay, Peggy, I feel you, girl. So tell everybody about Peggy, and then I believe I'm gonna just step out, let you have the stage. All right, because there's something that needs to be said, and someone tune in. Remember I told you to phone a friend, let somebody know I'm hearing this right now. Whoever did that, and whoever that person is, there are 852 of you, my screen says, that I can see.
Wow.
Somebody's guess what? Commissioner Gordon is calling back, man. The bat signal was in the sky, and it was for you. Pay attention. I'm going to get out of the way. You let me know when you want me to come back in, Margaret Claire, because they say Peggy's ready for her close-up, Mr. DeMille. Let's go.
Well, the thing that I have begun to discover about Dr. Lauren is his sense of humor, as well as his truth. I'm very grateful to be here and to have an opportunity to voice my truth and my gifts. I mean, the things that have been brought to me. Peggy is an old nickname. Margaret Claire is my quote unquote formal name. But I've always been a Peggy in growing up, and more people know me kind of, and I've had people say, who are you? I am both. and I'm gifted with a great sense of how blessed I am, how grateful I am. In the early 90s, after kind of life interruptions, thought my life was going in a specific direction, and had to make some really hard choices, and had to decide that I could not remain in a relationship. And at the time, I had 4 young children. I'm a nurse by profession, but at that time, I was not working. I was home taking care of kids, which was probably the hardest job I've ever had, but also the best. And I'm very grateful, because I think it has really established for my children a basis for them to face life. And that's not to say that those who are out working are not following a specific thing for them. A lot of times there isn't a choice. So part of what I want to say is, in this now time, what we are doing is making choices. And part of that is to create freedom. And it means going outside our understanding. We have really been programmed. We've been challenged to follow a certain path, conform. You do this in your 20s, and you do this, you get married, you buy a house, you do this. Now, if you look at the paradigm of what's going on now, that is not the path that younger ones are following. Some of it is choice financially because of the way things are set up. And some of it is they don't want that. They don't want that life. They see it as confined. So we are all exploring and finding our way into who we really are. And in this now time, we are creating actually a new earth. It looks and feels incredibly chaotic, incredibly painful for so many. And we are seeing the shakeup of what is happening now. We are moving out of the denseness, third dimension, into a much higher vibration. And we are in charge of our journey on many levels. It doesn't feel that way very often. And we have to kind of step back out of fear. I see fear as false evidence appearing real. And during the time where I was talking about this difficulty, I had a very strong belief in marriage and in staying, through the hard times, but I realized I had to make a choice. I didn't like the choice, but I had to make one. I could either take care of the individual, or I could take care of my children. I opted to take care of my children. I grew up in a situation where that was not the case. And so you learn various things, then you have opportunities, not necessarily ones you like, not necessarily ones you understand. And yet, when I got to that point, I had a calmness. I also had a lot of fear. And yet, I had so many helps in real life. Angels appeared. Different kinds of circumstances supported me. And maybe someday I'll write a book about them. But in the meantime, people are living these kinds of things. When I left that relationship, I went along for a while on my own. And then I met someone, and not expecting that to happen, I was led on this other journey. And what happened is I was really supported to come into my gifts. I started looking as a nurse for more holistic care and how could I learn things. And I met a woman who taught channeling. And I absolutely said, absolutely not. I don't think with my former religious beliefs that I would be able to, it didn't fit with my vision of myself. And as a professional, it's like, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? And then I went and saw this woman anyway. She said for me to channel, and I did. And I felt like I came home. So there was no more question, but there was a lot of development. The biggest thing was to get out of my own way, what my mind would say, the chatter. And I am going to demonstrate some channeling as a gift to all of you. I particularly work with the mothers, and they are the group of the divine feminine, which is coming back in this huge arena. So I've been doing this for over 30 years, and it keeps changing and expanding and yet remaining the same in the sense of I work with them, they work with me. It is through this combination of understanding of the melding of the energies, and they have helped me face the traumas in my life, the aspects that I absolutely did not want to look at over these remaining years, so I could be here now. All of us are here now to contribute. Whether we understand how that is, we all have a purpose. We all have a soul agreement. I also believe we pick our lives, and for a lot of people, that's really hard. Why would I pick this kind of destructive, awful, traumatic experience? Because we came here to learn, and we had an agreement that we forgot. And I've often said to myself, what was I thinking? The problem is we have amnesia. And these are various experiences. If you think about your life, you have run into situations that perhaps you didn't see in the moment as assistance, or some difficulty helped you grow in a way that made you come to the knowing of who you are. This is an important piece for all of us. So we're moving into this experience that is high intensity right now. We are actually living, pardon me, a good bit in the chaos that has to happen. Pardon me. That is a part of our truth, that we are here, so many of us, all of us, I believe, in this soul moment to come into our truth, into our power. We are powerful beings. And that's not to be power over, that's to be power within. That in this chaos, where to go is inside. Find your truth, find your joy. That is our responsibility, to live this best life. And that doesn't mean it's all a party. It means that in every aspect of our lives, we have help. Whatever you focus on, if you focus on the news, if you focus on the pieces that scare you, if you focus on all of how scared you are or what's going to happen in this world that feels so upset, in truth, we are moving out of what we've known in a great leap of faith. And you have it within you, or you wouldn't be listening. And this is a time where we are manifesting what we focus on. So if you focus on all the possibilities of what could happen, you will be focusing and telling the universe, this is what I want. I want to be scared. I want to be living in these terrible situations. I want this, because that's where your focus is. But this is also our training. So we're breaking up what we know. Over this journey, I have come to realize that we have tools, we have power. It isn't perfect. It isn't that horrible things don't happen. But what can you take from them? How do they help you grow? That's why we're here. We're here to help each other. And in fact, that will be our saving grace. As we go forward in this time of uncertainty, it is the fact that one person can stand in their power and offer a helping hand, a smile, a response that's uplifting rather than criticizing. In fact, if we discuss all the parts that we are upset about, we can, in fact, give more energy to that which we don't want. We are claiming our power. That's why we're walking into what Dr. Lauren referred to as fifth dimension. It's an energy time. There's a wonderful book by a woman called Diana Cooper, and she has been channeling angels, dragons, unicorns, things that so many times have been considered myths. They're actually beings of assistance to us. This may be a big leap to kind of take in. However, what I suggest is this: take what works for you, leave the rest. If it's going to fit, it'll come in its right time. We've just been going through increasing energy of help. All the sun flares, they're actually guidance from the planets, from the universe, from creator energy, to allow us to come into this space and time and have the power within us to heal ourselves, or to get the guidance from someone who can guide. And it always must be with love. It always, to me, have to resonate within you. Doesn't mean you like it, doesn't mean you understand it, but what can you take in that might assist you? One of the parts that I remind people about is that when you use sound, and I've been using sound, I call it vibrational heart toning, but it's a sound, and I'll show it to you. I'll demonstrate it shortly. But sound can also be humming. A lot of people think toning is really strange, really weird. And I would say yes, on a certain level, except it brings into me this greater sense of power, this greater sense of clarity. It helps move the cobwebs so I can hear my own guides guide me. Quieting the mind to go into the heart space allows us on this journey to have peace, to let go, and to turn this challenge over so that we have a recognition of how much we are loved, how much we have the assistance of all of our angels. When we come into this world, we have a guardian angel. Most of us have heard that. They stay with you for life, and they accompany you on the entire journey. A lot of the pieces that we've considered to be morally right or wrong, a lot of them are taught in a certain kind of way. And in truth, we are all loved. There is no separation. When we separate, we actually lose our power. When it's a them and us, which can be really hard. I'm not saying what I'm talking about is easy. What I'm saying is you will be led, and you will find that things unfold for you in a way you could not have anticipated. And in fact, one of the ways I look at things, if I desire something, I was looking for a house for a long time, and a lot of pieces had changed in my life. And I kept saying, if not this, then better. Sometimes we hook our ideas onto something that really isn't for our greatest good. That is my prayer. Whatever is for my greatest good, let it unfold for me. Give me the steps. Help me be willing to be willing to be willing. Our own resistance is a powerful force. So I'm going to bring in the mothers because I want you to meet with them. I use sound, the tones. I speak dragon. I've worked with the dragons now for about 8 years, and that's a whole story in itself. But they are guides, they are assistants, they work with our angels. And so, and so we come and greet you with open heart, that you may feel the love that is pouring out to all. Vibrations that raise with the sense of warmth, of caring, of being hugged, being heard and listened. Use the energies that come and speak to you. Listen, be quiet, allow. Sit in meditation or just quietness. Walk upon the earth as though you understand how sacred she is. She is healing herself, Mother Earth. She does not really need us in that way. She is a powerful being. But she is also saying to us, listen, there's powerful changes occurring. Go into them with love. Go into them with opening. And yes, there are many pieces. Remember, when you picked this life, you decided you would be here because you have the ability to hold the space of love, much greater than you may think, much greater than it feels. Very often the decisions are made, sometimes with fear being the background, and sometimes with an ability to say, I trust anyway. I surrender how I view things, that I might expand and see them with a greater clarity, to speak the truth, to be authentic to myself first. How do I love me? I was taught so very often in the energy that we, in this combination of us together with those who also speak, that taking care of myself was a sin. No pride, no accomplishment. Took me a long time, and I'm speaking my truth, to realize I needed to shift, to make a huge leap of faith and change. In speaking from my heart, what I am able to say is I have had amazing assistance this entire time. And even to be on this program, I laugh and I think, okay, I don't know where this takes me, but I trust. The energy of the now is moving all of us forward, out of the fear, into the representation of our truth, our strength, our power. We have been programmed to believe we are powerless. We need everything outside of us to support us. We are one with our soul, with our angels, our guides, with creator energy. We are the infinity aspect, and that is like a figure 8, and it flows in greater energy. And so at this time, we say to you in loving grace, this flow is yours. Can you say, come to me? I will give space to learn, to feel your presence, that it's offering peace, harmony, joy, that is to develop within myself, to use Archangel Michael and the deep blue dragons. Diana Cooper is someone you can reference. She has a YouTube channel, and I'm promoting her in that sense of how much this has helped me. And that this continuation leads me. I don't have to figure it out. In fact, when I get my mind in the middle of it, very often it creates a bigger issue, more fear, more trouble. Go into the peacefulness. It is essential. Help your neighbor. Be aware of smiling. Play with children. Speak to them. Put aside all of the computer pieces so you can spend time in the magnificence of the outside nature. It is an important tool. Humming, creating space, and asking by intention that whoever is assistive to you, you will find, they will come to you. And the things that you need in the daily life will find you. Pay attention. And this includes the day-to-day aspects that are all needed. We of the we of the mothers come in this time to open up this place of love. We bring you gifts. We bring you joy. We bring you love that you can rest. It is a space, a growing time for all to be in harmony. We come, dear ones, to hold you, to accompany you, that you are never alone. And no matter what you may have done in life, you are loved. You are cared for. You cannot disconnect, even though you do the things that you think are disconnecting, that you've committed crimes or that you've acted out of such hate or difficulty. But we say to you, all is forgiven. You are coming into a knowing, of filling in space with divine love. You are the wholeness. You are not broken. Use the tools that assist. Be present to yourself. Allow some first aid kit to go with you when things are depressing or really scary, that you might have a picture that gives you joy, that you might look at the clouds in the sky and be renewed, that you might find that someone's words that they speak to you remind you in the love, that you read something. These are all pieces around you. And there's a story about trusting God or Creator or whatever form you call that energy of presence that is you, that we are melded together. And someone was in a flood and a helicopter came over and they refused to get in. And then a boat came by and they refused to leave. And the water is rising. And they ask God, where are you? And God says, I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. You have to contribute. You have to get on or in. You play a part in this. It isn't just that all is the creator energy and everything flows. Yes, but it's a combination. Where is your part? What are you saying yes to? How powerful are you? We remind you it's all there in the joy. Much love.
Hold on, I had to extra mute because I didn't want any distractions trying to get through and breach. So I had muted myself. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to the mothers, and thank you to Peggy, and thank you to all of you who received, are receiving, and still will receive through various ways. I want to say some things real quick as we draw closer to the conclusion of today's interview. First of all, some things happened. I said, well, I know she's going to run with this, so I was packed up and ready to go to Walmart and get some shopping done and get back in time. I'm kidding. But I did step out on our deck to watch from a place other than this sacred space so that I could receive and not still be on the clock as Dr. Lauren's sitting here doing the show. And boy, did I ever. Some things came through. First of all, when I mean this, you just talked about, you said when you were the mothers about forgiveness. And I typed in, you all saw it in real time that are watching on the YouTube channel. And I know for a fact there's 854 of you. I think it was 852 at the time. And I want to check that number. Anyway, I did not type in the word grace. I ended with that check mark. And when I came back down to the studio and I looked at it I said, well, who typed it? Who indeed? Right when I saw the word grace, the word forgiveness came out of your mouth. And I wanted to say another thing. The messages that I got from through Margaret Claire and through Peggy and from the mothers and everyone else who chimed in on the messages meant for me. Let me talk about divine timing for a moment. It was just a few days later that, because to whom much is given, much is required. And if I had been afraid, it wasn't that I was doing anything wrong. That was because there are no mistakes. That's just what they do to keep our shit interesting. That's what it is. It's true. I mean, because they said, Lauren, if you want the world to be interested, then how can that be if we don't make your journey interesting? ING denotes being inside of a divine process. And I put the divine part on because I don't want to be, hurting, blaspheming, all those others. They can go either direction. So set your intention with your own definition at the front. So last week when I was going through spiritual warfare, I came out the other side, of course, victorious, of course. And so first time ever, I received, I did like a debriefing. I've never, and it's the form of channeling. And here's the paperwork from it, right? All this stuff on here. And if you notice, down here, there was a line when the messages had stopped coming through, dates and things. I had to break them down to get to the root numbers and things. It was just amazing because I'm within the power of 3 right now. And probably always have been, but just the clarity is upon me now. And look at the name that it said Margaret Claire Jacobs, and right underneath, mind-body connection. And there it is. First thing when I came out the other side, that came through. And so and it said, never look down at your feet. Simply be aware that they are there. And I was like, you know what I mean? Just amazing things. And I just want to say to you all that may be listening, watching, receiving, or hoping to find something that is just your own version of a miracle. You have done that. You have done that. There are so many people in the world today that purport to do so many things. A lot of us don't move because of fear. We're stuck. Listen for the ring of truth. And I'm sure if you were really tuned in today, or whenever it is you watch this, you hear it in Margaret Claire. So don't just let these opportunities, because they come as windows and doors. You get to peek in today. But this isn't to encourage you to step to the left a little bit and go through the door of opportunity. God did not make walls of opportunity. He made windows and doors. Peek in. If you see question marks, that means that God, source, spirit, ever is on your side in your world. He's in there waiting for you. That's true. Don't be afraid. Be empowered and go forward in your journey. All is forgiven is what she said today. And what is this part? Oh, the oneness is the wholeness. I had just put the oneness up on the screen, and here came the wholeness right after it. And then, Margaret, I'm going to let you come back in and tell everybody what you're feeling now that you're back. Anything? How would you like? This is your Jerry Springer moment. Let's call it. What would you hope, Margaret Claire, that all of us takes with us if we were to forget everything we heard today, except for one thing? What would you hope that thing that we hold on to for the rest of our days? What would it be? I didn't know that. Thank you, Melissa J. It's called automatic writing and is a form of chat. Well, thank you. I received that. Wait, I certainly do. Go on. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's a form of channeling. Many of us do it in a variety of ways we don't even realize, but we all channel. It's a gift that we have. The greatest thing that I think that makes a huge difference is if you realize you are not broken and you are entitled to live a life with joy. You are not here to suffer. You are really here to find the joy. And that surprised the heck out of me when I first heard that a long time ago. And hummingbirds are the animal of joy. And the hummingbird has become the animal that I seek to show up in a variety. I look for signs of things like in the clouds or something somebody says to me because it's a reminder. I'm looking for the reminders that uplift me. None of us need more criticism. Sometimes we need to hear the truth and we may not like it.
Yes.
And it's like being willing to understand what is my resistance? What is it that I'm holding on to because I feel like I'm not good enough? I'm not good enough to do this kind of work. We've all had to walk through it. We also have past lives that the energy is coming. A lot of things are coming up. And the reason they're coming up is so we can see them, to clear them. So we're not carrying around the old baggage. That we can be in the present moment now.
There you go.
There is no future and there is no past.
It's just
but we are in the moment creating how we are living the next aspect. And
very good.
Gratitude. The other part of my life has been no matter what has happened. And some of these things take a long time.
They do.
I do believe we chose these experiences so we could grow.
That's
I
right.
certainly have. And I know it's not about perfection.
No.
It's really about allowing ourselves to change and to be willing to do that over whatever time it takes.
That's right.
Things are also moving very fast right now. Where you put your focus, you feed. I can't stress that enough because you are dreaming into being. And it isn't just pie in the sky dreams. It's the everyday.
That's
I
right.
will find the money. You start to say things in the present. I have more than enough abundance. I have more than enough money. I have more than enough ideas. I have more than enough friends. What that does is say to the universe, these are the things I want in my life. And watch, you'll start to see this new pattern. And it is taking the time to focus on what you're being told, because you'll get clarity, you'll get direction.
Yes.
And you'll get
you'll get all you have coming, and then some. And I'm gonna have to butt in right there because they'll call me to the principal's office if I don't close this show on time. That's what comes with syndication, y'all. So it's not all. You gotta remember, 10 years ago I was in the driveway doing this. And today we have access to 193 million people every single day. That is because of you and because of the gifts that we were just hearing about with Margaret Claire this morning. I want to thank you. And that doesn't even seem adequate, but it's where we'll start. On your screens, you'll see one of the roads to Margaret and all things Margaret Claire Jacobs. That is the YouTube channel. And if the website is more your jam, she's got that too. There you go. Now listen, we're going to do you a solid by dropping both of these links in your comment section immediately upon the broadcast conclusion for easy access. Click and receive. That's what I'm putting there. There you go. And before we leave, I want to say this to you. Something that I received last week after coming out the other side of that spiritual warfare. I was like, what the hell? Right. Because I had never done that. And I heard they say, let that be the last time you use the word hell in that reference. It isn't what the hell, it's what the everything else. If you want to use the word hell, don't say, oh, I hope they go to hell. Get the hell out of here. No. If you want to bless them in a way you could have never expected, simply say this. And I quote, well, what are you trying to do, Dr. Lauren? Why would you say something like that to me? Well, it's simple. I'm trying to love the hell out of you. Think about that one. Just right. Don't call them names. Don't wish them anything other than love. And when you say love, just love the hell right out of them. That's what you do. Take that with you. It's my version of spiritual flypaper. Hang one everywhere you go, and watch what happens. Margaret Claire, thank you so very much.
Thank
what
you.
an inspiration. We look forward to the next time you are here and everywhere. And for those of you out there, listen, get out of here. I hope to see you, God willing, tomorrow morning on the front porch, where together we can have yet another illuminated conversation. And don't you dare let my screen door slam on the way out of here. And remember this one, I tell you every day, and I mean it. It is full of meaning, so it can be meaningful. Dr. Lauren loves you, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Take that with you. Have a divine everything. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye, y'all. Thank you, Margaret. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How explicit do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine.